Hi, everyone. We're just giving everyone a moment to join. We'll start very soon. Hey, hi, everyone. Thank you for being with us today. We're here joined by Exiger, the leading supply chain AI company. And today we're looking into tackling the biggest supply chain risk challenges by using the big web data and turning it into action. So we're very excited to have Exiger joining us today. And as you can see on the agenda, we have lots of great content to cover, including a live demo from the One Exiger platform. But first, some quick housekeeping. The session will be recorded and available for replay. You're going to receive an email with a link to the presentation slides and the recording. And we'd love to hear your questions, so please feel free to type them in the Q&A window. And in case we don't get to cover your question today, we'll make sure to follow up with you afterwards. You'll be automatically muted by Zoom, but feel free to participate in the chat during the session. Hi, so my name is Veronica. I'm a customer success manager at webs.io, which is the leading big web data provider. And I'm here with Austin Mack, who is a product manager at Exiger. So hi, Austin, how are you doing?
Hey, Veronica, how are you doing?
Good to have you here.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Great. So I thought we can start with some introductions. So Austin, can you please tell us a bit about Exiger?
Sure, let's start with who we are. So Actionable is a leading supply chain AI company specializing in compliance and risk solutions. We serve Fortune 500 companies, government agencies, and banks globally, helping them to achieve cost savings, risk resilience, and real-time compliance. Our mission here is to make the world a safer and transparent place to do business, and we've done so in pretty profound and impactful ways. Helping the U.S. government save 500 in waste and fraud during the COVID-19 crisis. We tracked 5 billion in goods to their original sources, ensuring compliance and supply chain efficiency. And we also enable customers to save up to 1 billion in cost savings through our comprehensive risk management solutions. So Exeter operates in 10 offices across the US, Asia, and Europe. Employee count is over 800 people, and we have a diverse team of experts in fields such as compliance specialists who ensure adherence to regulatory standards. We have investigative researchers who uncover and expose critical information to our customers of how it may impact their businesses. We have former law enforcement officers and prosecutors that bring a wealth of knowledge and experience to help identifying and mitigating risk. And we also have forensic accountants who specialize in uncovering financial discrepancies and fraud. So one of our key offices is actually in the McLean area near Washington, D.C. This office is central to our U.S. government work and federal agencies to help discover and illuminate that risk. Additionally, we have research centers in Canada, the U.S., and Romania with over 300 professionals supporting that due diligence work as well. So at its core, we're just a collective of individuals who deeply care about making the world a safer and transparent place. And we do so through our risk compliance solutions.
Thank you, Austin, for this overview. I think it's a very crucial mission you're on. And we at Webs are very excited to contribute to it and help you reach your goals. So before we deep dive, I wanted our audience to be familiarized with Webs as well. So as I said, we're a leading big web data provider. We've been in the market since 2016, and we're serving hundreds of clients, many of which are among the Fortune 500 companies. And we provide our clients with the data from the open, deep, and the dark web. And we basically empower them to make well-informed decisions. What Webs.io does, we transform the vast volumes of big web data into structured and enriched feeds, and we make them available through easy-to-use API products. Our APIs provide customers with access to the relevant web data on demand and enable deeper insights and better decisions in various industries. Our clients' use cases range from media and news monitoring to cybersecurity, from market research to financial and risk intelligence like Exiger. And our flagship product, the Webs.io News API, provides access to structured, noise-free, enriched news data feeds that we create from thousands of news sources across the web in more than 170 languages. We provide over 3.5 million articles daily, covering over 300,000 websites from top publishers to government sites and niche sites. And we provide ongoing and continuous feeds. We crawl websites daily and even multiple times per day, getting as close to the real-time data as possible. And we basically make sure that our clients never miss a data point. So being among the first web data providers in the market, we hold historical data repository going back to 2008. And important to note also that we provide full texts of the article, not just snippets, and that we are acting as a white hat solution, crawling only publicly available data. And it means that we're basically complying with restrictions such as robots.txt, CAPTCHA, Cloudflare, and paywalls. So after this brief overview, I wanted to get closer to our topic today. So Austin, I feel like it's becoming increasingly common these days to see headlines of major news sites, featuring the name of some major corporation being involved in a controversy or facing a hefty fine or facing a PR nightmare, right? So it leaves you wondering if there's been sudden spike of corporate misbehavior or anything else. So can you tell me more about what are your clients facing in the market these days?
Sure, of course. Today's business landscape is full of challenges with corporate risk management. And it's really essential to grasp and that evolving responsibility that impacts organizations and companies today. There's a few factors we have in place, and one is the scope and how much scope risk management has expanded significantly, right? Where it's not just limited more to just financial health and regulatory compliance. It covers things such as cybersecurity, anti-bribery and corruption. You have fraud detection. You have ESG, supply chain vulnerabilities. Each domain is unique and presents its own set of challenges, and it requires a specialized knowledge to help kind of mitigate that risk and manage it effectively. With that, you have the complexity of just the increased volume of third-party data as well that we process on a continuous basis. And this large organizations can really look up to 10,000 third parties in a single year. And this influx of data from various partners and vendors and suppliers means that the task of monitoring and assessing and mitigating risk becomes even more challenging. And each interaction with these third parties must be carefully scrutinized and assure that compliance and security and requiring the appropriate resources to be enough to handle the task in an appropriate manner as well. Not just that, we're witnessing a fast rise in global regulations that companies must adhere to going forward. We have acts such as the National Defense Authorization Act. We have the UK Modern Slavery. We have Made in America laws. We have UK bribery acts and various executive orders and ESG policy changes that makes it safe to say that the scrutiny has intensified and organizations must follow these laws in order to avoid penalties, avoid negative reputation risk, and that ends up being bad for their business and in the long term. So, and keeping up with these regulations across the board just isn't easy at all, and it demands that constant monitoring and adaptability that all organizations must now have going forward. And last but not least, we have the challenge of limitations with budget and resources as well. And despite the increased pressure that and demand we're seeing, many are expected to do a lot more with less when it involves risk as well. So budgets are often constrained and forcing teams to prioritize their efforts to make tougher decisions and how to allocate those resources and dollars as well. And this can lead to a lot of stress and risk of oversight. So that need for that innovative, efficient way to meet these demands without compromise is needed much more than ever these days. So
yeah, that's a lot of challenges that businesses are facing these days. So how exactly does Exiger uncover all those risks?
yeah, so here at Extra, we categorize risk into 7 dimensions with each of its own subsets, and that we monitor and manage on a continuous basis as well. Our proprietary holistic approach sets us apart to ensure that we have that comprehensive risk management picture for our customers. And to take a high level look, we have financial, we have product risk, we have cybersecurity, foreign ownership and control, we have reputational, criminal, and regulatory, we have operational as well. And last but not least, and we'll focus on this more today, was the ESG portion, which represents the environmental, social, and governance. And these dimensions encompass a wide range of factors that can really impact businesses on a high level as well. So with environmental, you have things such as climate change and resource depletion, waste management, and also pollution. For social, you have things such as labor practices and human rights. You have employee relations and community impact. For governance risk, you have corporate governance practices and board diversity and executive compensation, as well as ethical standards. And this all really matters because it aligns with the increase of sustainability and responsibility that's being attached to companies today. And when it comes to it, we have factors such as consumer behavior. Across the globe, customers are really prioritizing sustainability in their purchasing decisions now more than ever. 78% of consumers are now prioritizing sustainability when choosing their products within the US. 59% is actually expecting companies to address sustainability and social issues within their organization here in Canada as well. Also, 76% of companies are expecting, or consumers rather, are expecting brands to tackle environments and social issues head on. So within these stats, you're seeing just a foundational shift within consumer priorities. And people around the world are demanding more from the companies they actually support and pay their money to. They want transparency, they want responsibility, and they want action on critical issues like sustainability and human rights. And ignoring these things is not just a risk to the company's reputation, but it can really be detrimental to the actual market as well. So, and not just consumer behavior, but more so regulatory pressure. We're seeing a point where these regulatory bodies are actually demanding more across the board from these companies as well. So we're seeing a 74% increase in ESG reporting provisions mandated by government bodies over the past 4 years. We've seen an 80% increase of modern slavery regulations and being passed, encompassing all steps of the value chain as well. We've seen a 71% increase of ESG-related fines by regulators, and we also seen companies facing penalties amounting up to 10% of their global turnover for greenwashing. So these figures just really highlight a huge trend. Government and regulatory bodies are not just encouraging, but enforcing ESG policy and compliance as well. So the message is pretty clear, and companies must align their operation with ESG practices or face financial or reputational consequences also. So, and it's not really just about that. There's also that human element as well that goes beyond the statistics and why ESG is so crucial. So I think as individuals, we really care about the well-being of our planet, and we don't want to buy products that contribute to things such as environmental depletion and exploitation of workers and encouraging social injustice. So at the end of the day, I think it's more about supporting those ethical, sustainable businesses that align with our purchases and our values as well as people. So it's really about ensuring that our consumption patterns don't cause harm to the planet, but more so, or the lives that exist on this planet also. So I think that's what we're seeing so far, and we need a comprehensive risk management solution that fulfills that obligation to our planet and to our consumers and regulatory as well.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Thank you for sharing this the statistics on the consumer behavior. I think it's very interesting and also inspiring, even to see so many people caring about responsible and sustainable consumption these days, and governments are also contributing to making this a new norm. So I think it's pretty clear that the need is here. So maybe you can tell us more about Exiger technology and how exactly you do it.
Yeah, of course. So here at Exiger, we aim to provide a solution that really enhances that risk to the end-to-end risk assessment and provide that complete picture that's relevant to companies and organizations of today. So currently we have one Exiger, which is our modern platform that integrates all of our extra products for that enhance comprehensive user experience. At its core is a powerful research engine that is designed to provide that complete picture of risk and compliance challenges that pertains to our customers and their supply chain. Some of the key features within one Extra includes the gathering and assessing the massive amounts of data from a diverse list of sources, whether that be news, PEP, regulatory filings, internal documentation, sanctions for committing illegal activities, and also watch lists so that our customers understand who to not conduct business with, right? So after obtaining all of this data for research purposes, we utilize our AI technology that's really streamlined that data filtering and ensure that we shine the light on the most relevant data pertaining to risk and better empower our customers how to protect their company essentially, right? So, and the platform continuously monitors that significant changes across those 7 dimensions of risk I referred to earlier, providing that real-time update and alerts for our customers and ensuring that they stay ahead of the curve when it comes to risk and threats that can be a bad run for their business as well. So one Extra really empowers organizations by providing that comprehensive view of the risk landscape and enabling them to make those informed decisions and enhance their overall risk management solution going forward. And one of the key components actually of our risk analysis and obtaining that accurate and timely news data is actually where webs.io comes in. You all provide us with a news API that really aggregates and scrapes data from hundreds of thousands of sources globally and that over 170 languages as well. And it's really been great in enhancing our capabilities from a data standpoint. We currently now ingest more than 2.7 million articles daily, covering about 300,000 websites across the globe. And this extensive coverage really captures a wide range of news events and updates across the board. So any integration process is pretty seamless. We enable us to acquire clean data from structured news feeds, and here at Exiger, we make hour-by-hour calls to webs.io news API and ingest news articles that ensure that we are receiving the most recent and relevant information available. So with webs.io news data, we can uncover that ever-growing number of risks and provide our clients with that comprehensive risk assessment too. So this allows them to really stay informed about potential threats and make those proactive decisions about how to protect their business going forward so that they're successful and safe.
Yeah, I can see how web's data is being a significant part of the One Exiger platform, along with Exiger's own AI capabilities. So I think maybe now is a good time for a demo. Let's see how exactly it works.
Sure, of course.
I'll let you take over the screen.
Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah.
All right, so here we are. This is One Exiger. This is the platform that provides us that full risk picture, right? So within this platform, we make it easy as possible for our customers to bring risk at the forefront. So as you can see under the tab Discover Risk, we have really 3 panels that uncover risk and make action, a call to action, right? So if you want to look at the most high risk profiles within your portfolio, you simply just click this panel right here to uncover that and see what that risk looks like. If you're interested in seeing like what risk looks like from your supply chain from an tier or nth degree, you're able to do so with the middle tab as well in panel, illuminating the secure your supply chain action. Or if you have a new company that you're just interested in searching and finding out what risk looks like for them in particular, you can start with a whole new investigation, which is on the far right panel, which is to start a new investigation. So as you can see, we have 10,000 profiles in this portfolio. We also have a search bar as well. For this demo in this situation, we're going to actually talk about a client that's a grocery store chain that is interested in actually purchasing a wholesale poultry supplier in hopes to achieve cost savings. So we're going to simply go into the search bar, type in poultry, and see what comes up. And one thing about this grocery store chain is they really value environmental practices and human rights within their supply chain. And as do their customers, align with the same values and purchasing products that follow those same ESG standards as well. So as you can see, we have 4 results for poultry. You have the names on the far left column as well. And we also have the overall risk as to what risk looks like for each respective companies and dealing with them as well. There's a drop down that goes a bit deeper into what risk looks like and the contributing factors that actually follow up to the overall risk score. As you can see, most of these are actually in the green, which is pretty good. But we have one in particular that's a medium, which is Marjack Poultry. And we're going to kind of look into more to see like what contributes to that 5.1 high level score within our risk. So, okay, so here we are at Marjack Poultry. We have the 5.1 medium risk, and we have also the risk dimensions that we referred to earlier, right? And also the risk levels and also the weight. And this is pretty cool because we can actually configure this based off the risks of our customers and what they want to see and how much type of dimensions they value within their risk profile as well. So yeah, so we can hone in actually on the ESG, this environmental, social, and governance risk. As we see, it's a 7.4 right now. So we can go ahead and see like what's causing that going forward. One thing we're seeing right now is there's Labor Department wage in our division that has a open child investigations in labor for Marjack for governance risk. For environmental, we're seeing, I believe, articles of unfortunately a kid dying on the poultry plant of Marjack. On the plant within their supply plant, essentially within Alabama as well, as you can see within these articles below, and they kind of go into deeper detail about that. And also we have within social, we are seeing things such as, again, hazardous work events as well within this poultry plant that Marjack actually operates in as well. So a few things to point out as well is that all this data that we're seeing, whether it comes from ESG, reputational as well, is coming straight from webs and the news article aggregates and scrapes on the hour-by-hour basis. And just to keep things in perspective, even though this demo is about web's data, we do actually include other data sources to make sure we have things such as PEP, sanctions, watch lists, and others to really help paint that picture of what risk looks like for our customers and our users as well. And with that, we were able to go deeper into reporting and see that while researching Marjack, one extra was able to pull back 4,000 articles from webs, and using our AI-based matching model to determine the risk relevant information, we reduced that to 1,200. And our risk model filtering actually pulled down 12 of the most risk relevant articles that impact the business when doing with Marjack. So obviously at the high level, this couldn't be done without the help and aggregation from web's news API. So it really just helps us enable us to give us that clear indication of how risky this company is to doing business with. And it really puts us to be in a position where our customers can really be proactive and make decisions on how to protect their business and multiple decisions they want to make. So it's pretty cool and pretty neat. I actually have one more demo, and it's really about the same company, the large grocery store chain, but this time they're actually wanting to diversify their product offering, right? And offer things like oil and sugar into their store. And as we discussed within this grocery store chain, they really value great ESG practices and human rights within their supply chain, and as do their customer base also. So one of the potential companies we wanted to look at was FGB Holdings Barad. And as they produce a significant amount of oil and sugar within across the globe, actually, and we ran a profile to see what risk looks like within this company as well, and if it is aligned with the company's values and goals as well. So as you can see, this one is a bit higher. We have a 6.0, which is a medium high within the risk score. And we can obviously see that there's one high risk dimension that comes into light and puts action towards our curiosity as to what that looks like for high risk. So we'll go ahead and check out foreign ownership and control and influence. And as you can see, we see that there is a government pledge for Malaysia to tackle forced labor right within the human trafficking article that comes from Web. After a U.S. downgrade that we learned, actually that FGV is partially owned by the Malaysian government. So this is what this article is all about. And this is why it comes down to 8.3 as well. We also have environmental, social, and governance as well, where we're seeing things such as signing the ILO protocol to end forced labor and things of that nature from FGP Holdings Barrage as well, to stop the forced labor that they're actually involved in for their palm oil companies also. We also have things such as environmental issues with dealing with things such as greenwashing as well. You see things actually as well with sustainability and palm oil campaigns as well for anti-palm oil campaigns. Actually, this is really dealing with their association with deforestation and things of that nature that cause boycotts. And so, yeah. And then we have things as well, such as social risks that will really go deeper into the events and forced labor, and also just their treatment of their migrant workers that they've been known to not treat so well within their company as well. So one thing I wanted to point out actually as well is that I think 60% of Webs is non-English articles, and it's important to really grasp that because it's really easy to find data within the Western world news articles, but for places such as Asia and Europe, where news insight is much tougher to actually obtain in regards to companies' dealings, we're able to get that through Webs and have it translated to English and run through our event model to actually go through as what we see now. So, which is pretty cool in my opinion. So, with that, we provide our customers with the information to really empower themselves to make those decisions within their business best interest. So, here at Exiger, we utilize cutting-edge AI technology and to really help classify and score risk accurately, right? And we combine that with the really valuable data that we get from Web's news API to empower companies and government agencies and banks to understand and respond to the most relevant risks that is a threat to their company to make better informed decisions that's in the best interest of their business. So, yeah, that's who we are at Exiger.
Yes, thank you, Austin. I think it's a very insightful demo, and it pictures a pretty great risk landscape around these companies. So I want to remind our audience that there's the Q&A window, so please go ahead and type in your questions. We'll be happy to address them. And we also posted, or about to post, some short poll on the screen. Just a quick survey, if you can take a minute to answer it, please. We'll really appreciate it. And I'm just pulling up the questions. Yeah, I can see the survey on the screen right now, so you should too. Okay, so I see a question for Exiger. So there's a lot of information about companies. Can Exiger also find risks with people? Austin, that's one for you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was on mute. Oh, yes, we can. We definitely can find information about people. We tend to not use that within our demos because of confidentiality and things of that nature, but we do offer that for sure within our product offerings as well.
Thank you, Austin. Okay, another one, are there any legal challenges as a result of utilizing web scrape data to infer ESG risks against organizations?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
Sure. Are there any legal challenges as a result of utilizing web scrape data to infer ESG risks against organizations?
Oh, okay. I thought it was for you at first, but no, because it's open source information that's available across the web. So anyone can access it and it's public information. So there shouldn't be any legal issues regarding obtaining and accessing web's data because of that purpose alone.
Thank you. Okay, another one. How do you validate risks in the articles that you get from Webs.io? Does your AI process the article content, or do you just use the metadata you get back from your Webs.io API calls?
That's a great question. 1 second. So that would be done within our AI event matching that we at Exiger actually do ourselves. So that is going to be how we get that and process that.
Yep. Okay, see the question for Webs. Can you elaborate on the level of the customization available for users? So if I understand the question properly, so basically you can use specific keywords relevant to your use case, relevant to risk analysis needs, and you can focus on specific sources. You have multiple filtering options within the API. So basically, you can just select a list of sources that you wish to monitor, or base your search on keywords, on categories, and so on. Okay, another one for Webs. How does Webs.io deliver news data to users? Are there different options available? Sure. So firstly, there's the Live API, which holds data published within the last 30 days. This is one option. Another option is basically a Firehose solution, which is a raw data solution, providing you with all news content in all languages, or for example, all blogs or all firms data in all languages. That's another option. And third one is the archive data. This is a historical data product, which is working based on demand, based on order. So you can select specific time frame that you wish to retrieve the data for, and that's the third option. Just looking for more questions. Okay, this one is for Webs as well. Can you elaborate on the specific types of news data points that are most valuable for measuring different types of risks? Sure. So the sentiment analysis is one feature. Basically, it's an AI driven feature that is analyzing the text and returning the sentiment, negative, positive, or neutral. That's one that I could name. Another one is the entity recognition. Webs provides entities such as company names, people names, or places within its output, which is, by the way, a JSON file. And yeah, and of course, you can use specific keywords for relevant for the risk, ESG risk use case. I see there are many questions for webs. Okay, another one is regarding data quality. Can you describe web's IO processes for ensuring accuracy within the platform? Sure. So with webs understand the importance of data accuracy for all use cases, not just risk management. So we have multiple processes internally for ensuring data quality, such as deduplication, such as eliminating text issues or text bleeds, as we call them. Yeah, I think it's pretty much answered that. Okay, question for Exiger, for Austin. Have you had any legal concerns around using public website content provided by webs, particularly from sites particularly from sites with the website terms and conditions saying their content cannot be used for commercial purposes? Oh, that's a good one.
This kind of refers back to the answer you had, Veronica, with the white labels on things for that nature. So we're protected and we don't have any legal issues revolving using web's data. So fortunately, we been able to avoid that from here in the past. So.
All right. Another one for webs. Okay, so around 60% of news is non-English content. How deep is your global coverage? Sure, so we cover over 3.5 million sites globally. We refresh our feeds multiple times a day. So yeah, and as we mentioned, over 170 languages are covered. I think 60% of the content was non-English, specifically for the data that Exiger is consuming. Of course, they're using some filtering, so that's specific to their queries. Okay, another question for Austin. Does Exiger work with the US government still? I know there are a lot of hoops to go through.
Yes, we do. I think, well, it is actually working with the government one is some of our huge businesses as we operate on a daily basis. And actually, we're pretty excited to be a part of the process for the FedRep accreditation, actually. So to answer that, we definitely do. And we're excited about the work we've done in the past and work we'll be doing in the future. So most definitely.
Great. Thank you, Austin. I think we're pretty much done with the questions. And I'm just gonna, I just want to say thank you, Austin, and thank you everyone for joining us today. And if you'd like to, for us to discuss anything that we were touching base on today, or speak to us on any questions, so feel free to contact us via these email addresses on the screen. And as I mentioned, you'll receive an email with us from us with a link to the recording and the deck. And yeah, thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. And thank you, Austin, so much. Again, it was
Oh, thank you, Veronica. It was fun. Definitely.
Yeah.
Have a good one. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.